Everybody, welcome. Trying a new intro song for the show. Welcome to How Not to Bomb. Everybody's got a story. I'm your host, Michael Wheels Parisi. How are you, everybody? You know, every great classic story, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's a classic story. We're proud to have Babe's Restorations and as founding partner of How Not to Bomb presents Everybody's Got a Story. They believe in the show. We believe in them. If you got a classic car that deserves a second chance, the team at Babes doesn't just restore vehicles. They bring back the history and the life of the vehicle. Whether it's a full-frame off restoration, custom paint, bodywork, or bringing your dream car back to showroom condition, they treat every project like it's their own. Located in Venice, Florida, Babes Classic Restorations has earned a reputation for quality craftsmanship, attention to detail, and doing things the right way. So if you've been waiting for the right shop to trust with your classic muscle car or collectible vehicle, stop waiting. Give Babes Classic Restorations a call today at 941-286-7740 or visit them at 735 Commerce Drive, Unit 8 in Venice, Florida, 34292. You can also check them out at Babes Body Paint. So we are happy to have them on board as our founding sponsors. We got a great show today. I'm going to let in Nicky Petito. Here he comes, everyone. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Nicky Petito. How are you, Nicky?
I'm good, Mike. How are you? Thank you for having me, brothers.
I don't hear.
Yeah,
there you are. There you are. Hey, man. I was excited about having you on the show, and I appreciate you coming on the show. You and I have never met, nor have we ever. I don't believe we ever met or worked together. But you know, I found you on Instagram, and I'm going to tell you exactly how I found you, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. Hold on. I'm going to turn my air conditioner off.
Can you hear me?
It's a little loud. There we go. Now I can hear you better.
I think you're breaking up. You're a little rough. Maybe it's the internet connection. How's that? I know you're a perfectionist too, so it's going to aggravate you the whole show if you don't.
Yeah, no, I am. I try. Hold on. I don't even know.
You are a perfectionist.
I see you in the bottom of my screen, but I can't make you bigger. Hold on. There we go. Now I see it. This is the trials and tribulation of podcasting. I see you, but I can't see you. There you are. Can you see me now? I mean, I know you can see me. There we go. Everything looks good now.
But you're coming in rather shaky. You want to move? What are you calling from? Your phone?
Yeah, I don't. I only have hotspot, so this would be the best connection for me.
Yeah, it's not coming. It's really rough. Your connection on your end, because it's showing me that you have a bad connection. I'm looking at it. Is there another area that you can go to, you think?
You know what? Let me try closing out some of my windows. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, you can't. I can't hear you. You want to call me back?
1 second. Let me see. Yeah, let me try reconnecting. I'm going to try calling you back. Take your time. All right.
All right. No worries. I'm going to talk about you for a second. Go ahead.
Okay, you got it.
Leave the show and come back. There he is. So so that was Nicky Petito. He's going to come back on. And I'm going to tell you, tonight's guest, Nicky, he's an impressionist working today. Nicky is a comedian, actor, writer from New Jersey who's built a huge following with his spot-on impressions of Tony Soprano, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Danny Aiello, and more. His Danny Aiello impression caught my attention, and it also caught the attention of Spike Lee, leading to appearances on Do the Right Thing anniversary celebrations. So he's also opened for Jerry Seinfeld. He's worked with Michael Rappaport, and he continues to make audiences laugh on stage and online. Tonight we're talking comedy. We're going to talk impressions, acting, if we can get him back in the show. Italian-American culture. He's also one of the founders of, I guess, PizonCon, which is huge right now in Jersey. And he really knows how to turn a passion into a career. And I have a lot of questions for him. While we're waiting on Nicky to come in, I might as well tell everybody. So, we are taking sponsors right now for the show. You can get in at the if you want to be one of the top 5 that gets locked in. We do have some availability. I have 3 availabilities left of the founding partner sponsorship, which is one of the top 5 founding partners of the show, and we're accepting them. I have 3 more. I have 2 on board already. I already announced one is Babes, who are Cheryl and Alan Zenobi out of Venice, Florida. Great people. They were guests on the show once. They're going to come on again and talk about their business. And I also have Daniel LeBlanc in Franklin, Tennessee, who owns WhiteOliveCPA.com. So he's also a founding partner, which I'll be announcing more of him coming up. Right now, we're working out a campaign. But that is the sponsorship. You can go onto the theparisegroup.com and just click on partners if you want to find out everything about that particular sponsorship program. And it's great. We also have other packages available if you want to get more intense with it. So I want to talk about this, but let me just turn over here for a second. We are, I'm a comedian 37 years, and I wrote a book, which I'm very proud of. And I want to thank everybody who's got a copy of the book, who went on Amazon, and all the aspiring comedians out there who want to become comedians, who went out there and bought the book. I didn't think I was going to sell that many copies, but right now, about 260 copies sold. You can get it on Amazon. It's on Kindle version, or you can buy the paperback. I recommend going with the paperback because there are some workshop stuff you can do in here that you want to write in. Anyway, it's called How Not to Bomb, and it's the complete guide to stand-up comedy. Everything that they didn't teach you in the world of stand-up: how to start, what to do, how to create the perfect joke for you, how to write, how to get up on stage, how to control a room. It's all right here in How Not to Bomb. Very proud of the book, and you can read a little bit about me in the back. You can see. There's a picture of me. Let's see. Can you get it? There we go. There it is. There it goes. Perfect. Why did that take so long? Anyway, so here's the book. And also, a lot of you know that I've been in the restaurant business a long time. And I also consult. I have a couple of clients around the country that I consult for. I consult for 3 clients in LA, 3 in Tennessee, 4 in Florida. And I do restaurant consulting for restaurants, of course, and for entrepreneurs, and I coach them. And I wrote a book called Off the Line: How to Become a Restaurant Consultant and Coach and Strategist, how to do it yourself. I mean, listen, if you've worked on the line in the restaurant industry, then you know how to run the restaurant. The owner of the restaurant doesn't know what you know. So I advise, if you're getting tired working behind that line, get off the line and learn how to be a restaurant coach, consultant, and strategist. Is another book I wrote. So I'm very excited about it. I did leave my picture off the back this time, but there is a little bit of story there. And you can also get this on Amazon in paperback or in Kindle version. And I do recommend, again, paperback, because like inside the book, there are areas that you want to be able to work out. The different sections you want to be able to write in. Very proud of this book. You can also get the book on theparisegroup.com and just click on the books and you'll be able to see the books. And there's another book on there too that I wrote a while back. It's called Now What Do We Do? And it's how to reinvent yourself after 50 years old. How to get back in the game and reinvent yourself and do something totally different, but still be able to follow your passion and your way. So you can also get that book. I wrote 3 books, and I want to write another one. I don't know what I'm going to write, but I write. You know what I do? I just come up with something, an idea, and I write it based on what I do. I mean, I don't know how to do a lot of things in this world, other than perform. Comedy is one of my things. That's How Not to Bomb, and in the restaurant business. Off the Line. That's the 2 things that I really know how to do. So I'm not going to write a book about how to fix small appliances or anything like that, because I know nothing about. I mean, I call an electrician if my outlet doesn't work. Like if the GFI thing let go of, I have to call. Anyway, let's see if we can let Nicky back in. How's his connection this time? And he should be coming in. And is it Nicky Petito? Is he back in the room?
I hope so. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
I don't see him. Nicky, can you hear me? I don't see you or hear you at this point. It seems like anybody who's in Jersey has a hard time getting on. Maybe it's the Jersey internet. You know what I mean? Maybe he has to be coaxed a little bit. Let's hear it for Nicky Petito, everybody, to give him some love. Show him that we want to have many. Yeah, they're waiting for you. So he's going to try. He'll try and keep bouncing in. Let me see if he texted me on the Instagram, because we've been communicating through Instagram. So he's having a hard time getting in the room. And I know it's aggravating him, because I know that Nicky, just by talking to him, he's a perfectionist, and because he's an actor, and he's a writer and a producer, and he understands, he. But don't get, and Nicky, if you're listening to me right now, don't get upset. It's okay. We're gonna get through it. If you can't get on, we'll reschedule. It happens it happens. It happened a couple of times. It happens to a lot of people in Jersey. For some reason, it happens. So if you can get back on, if not, then I'm just going to talk about a few things. I really had some great. I prepare for this show. How Not to Bomb is growing. I have to tell you, it's growing tremendously. We're working on right now getting close to 50,000, a little more than 50,000 downloads combined on between Spotify, Amazon, Apple, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Facebook, the whole thing combined. And we're starting to take some steam. We're getting some steam. So we have some great guests we've had, and any of the guests that have been on the show are welcome to return. I always like that, and we are getting more guests. Let's see if we can let Nicky in again. He's trying to get in the show, and it's fine. We're gonna get him on. If we can't get him on, we reschedule. That's just the way it is. All right, I see you now, Nicky. Can you see me and hear me?
I can hear you and see you.
Wow,
I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, I did a whole thing, and that was okay. I got to plug a few of my books, and I was talking about my new sponsor who just came on board, and we talking. I gave you a nice intro, which you probably didn't hear, but if you listen to the show, you'll hear it.
Thanks. So
I found you. I found you on Instagram, and I'm going to show you how I found you. And I'm gonna go to that right now, and then I want to get into the conversation. But this is how I found. This is the video. If you don't mind me playing this, this is the video that I actually watched. I've watched this video, I would say, close to 367 times. Maybe today, I don't know. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is how I found. This is the Nicky Petito video that I watched. That I fell in love with this guy. All right, here he is.
See this oven? Hi, I'm Danny Aiello from Do the Right Thing, and I'm gonna make you in our beats that you'll never fucking regret. It won't have anchovies. That's right, there'll be salami. It's almost fucking done. The crust has to be nice and crisp, Frankie. One more fucking minute till it's done.
Oh God.
Turn that jungle music off before you had enough! When you come into Sal's, there's no music. No rap. No music. No music. No music. No music. Gabish? No, not capiche. It's gabish, goddammit! Looks pretty good. You see that? That's in our beats, goddammit! Supersonic, calibrated salami, mozzarella and provolone.
All right, that was the video, Nicky. That's how I found you. That's how I first got into it. That has to be one of your. Everything you do is like pretty much spot on. But was that a popular video?
It's funny you say that. I remember I told my friend I do a Danny Aiello impression. He was like, "Nobody's gonna know who that is if you do a Danny Aiello impression." I'm like, "That's not true. People know who Danny Aiello is." And, yeah, I started doing it, and it caught on pretty quickly. Danny Aiello is definitely like a household name in my house growing up. Like my mom played him nonstop. You could hear his friggin' voice echoing throughout the house. He was so loud on the TV. Yeah. Did you ever see the movie Brooklyn State of Mind?
Oh, of course. What a fantastic movie.
The way he screams at the end of that film. I remember one time I put the movie on. My uncle was sleeping. And then he got real mad because Danny Aiello woke him up with his screaming at the end of the film. He's like, yeah, I killed them. Big friggin' deal. Everybody dies. That's just the way it is. It's a part of life. Yeah. It's a part of growing up. Hey, you want to shoot me? Shoot, huh? Shoot. Just don't waste my fucking time.
He's just so dramatic, like though. Him. Yeah, it's just he's so everything, and it's funny because like when you say, the fucking upbeat, like every little thing he does is got to be the fucking and so dramatic, like it's the end, like he's gonna fucking bust a vein at any given moment. And I had the pleasure. Have you ever met Danny after that?
I did. I met him through Spike at the Do the Right Thing 30th anniversary. Wow, Spike called me.
So I got to hang. Yeah, and that's what was that the video that he found you on, Spike, or was there a different video of the one?
He found the one. I made one. He saw that one too, but I made one directly for him. I think a little bit after that when he won his Oscar for Black Klansman, and Spike Lee walked out when Green Book won Best Picture, and I saw pictures of Danny Aiello at the restaurant that the Green Book producer owned or whatever. I forgot the name of it, but it was somewhere in Jersey. It was Tony Lips, I think it was called. So anyway,
Tony Lips, yeah.
Yeah, so they were watching the Oscars. They're having like an Oscar party for Green Book. And I just imagine like Danny Aiello being like, I want Spike to win Best Director, but I want Green Book to win Best Picture. So
that's why he never got invited to award ceremonies, because he yells during the fucking ceremony if his people don't win.
Oh my God.
I actually met Danny Aiello a few times in Los Angeles back in the day, and I got the pleasure of befriending Danny. But I learned one thing about him. His ego is very high. He had a very big ego, Danny, very huge, and he gets insulted very easily. So when I first met him, I'm like, listen, I saw you and Do the Right Thing, and I said hilarious, and he goes, what do you mean hilarious? He got mad. He was like, what the fuck is this kid talking about? I'm like, I meant. I didn't know what to say. Like, he wanted to kill me. But, that was my Danny story.
That's fucking hysterical. What do you mean hilarious? You
yeah, like he took it to heart. He wanted to. And then he's like talking, like, who the fuck is this kid talking to me? I met him through Dice. And he goes, Dice, who the fuck is this fat fuck telling me that I'm hilarious? And that was, yeah. And then
what did Dice say? Well, Danny, you are pretty hilarious.
Yeah, Danny goes, well, you're fucking funny, because he knew that Danny would just go fucking nuts. And I think they lived next door to each other at one point in Saddle River in Jersey.
Oh my God, that's
they
a
were
fucking
neighbors.
comedy skit waiting to happen. Really?
Yeah, and then Danny Aiello gave Dice his phone number. And he didn't know that Dice is a big prankster. After you get to know Dice, that he can be very annoying with certain things that he knows that bothers you. He would call Danny every night at 3 a.m. just to talk, and Danny would freak out like, it's 3 a.m. And he'd call him every night on fucking clockwork.
That's
and
fucking hysterical.
Just annoying.
That's just a bit waiting to happen.
Yeah. How long you been in the comedy business, Nick?
I started when I was 18, so about 13 years.
And did you start as a stand-up, or were you in the acting world first? What came first with you?
I started doing impressions as a kid, and then I started putting them on YouTube. And then right after my mother died when I was 18, I had the opportunity to take a stand-up class with Bobby Gonzo. You know Bob Gonzo?
Oh, I know Bob Gonzo very well, sure.
Yeah, well. I started taking classes with Bobby and started doing open mic comedy at the Whiskey Cafe in Lyndhurst, New Jersey. That was a lot of fun. It's not there anymore.
Yeah, Bobby was a good guy. He was a comedian back when I was starting. I started in '87. He was doing comedy before he got into all that other stuff. Bobby, always very nice.
He's very funny. I've seen him do his comedy. He does this one thing where with the arms and the people, like two girls put one arm.
Two girls and just behind them. Yeah,
yeah. He's fucking hysterical.
That was actually a very big bit for a lot of comedians back in the day. That was like I'm not going to say it was a hacky bit, but a lot of comedians would do that bit because it was a great time filler. It would fill up a lot of time in the room, and it was a great closer. So there were like 4 or 5. There was Victor Petito actually used to do that bit. He would close with it. Richie Traiola, a lot of guys did. And I don't know who the original, could have been some vaudevillian guy who originated, but it was a great closing bit for a lot of comedians back in the 80s, that bit. So 18 years old, When did you realize you can make people laugh though? Like when did you realize that what you have a gift of making people laugh?
I really just family and friends, everybody around me. I was pretty good at making people laugh with voices and calling out people who look like people. Like I'm very, I always have a talent for finding somebody who looks like somebody. You know,
Right.
that's just a fun thing to do. But
I
outside of
agree.
that,
That's
just
great.
yeah, it's just impersonating people and picking up on mannerisms and people who sound like other people. You know, I hear my fucking neighbors. My neighbor Donna is outside right now smoking 3,000 cigarettes, fighting with the whole neighborhood. Fucking right through my
And
air
is that how he
conditioner. These
sounds?
people. Yeah, her.
God.
Don't smoke. That's how your
Yeah.
voice will sound, ladies.
Who were your biggest influences growing up? I mean, you had to watch a lot of television and watch a lot of movies for you to pick up on those voices, you know. And there's definitely a method to it. I'm sure you figured out some kind of method.
Definitely. The more I like somebody, probably the better I am at impersonating them because the more I've watched them. Like Aiello, Pacino, Tony Soprano.
Well,
Um,
your soprano is by far the best in the business. I mean, there's a lot. You know, there's no one. I've watched other people who claim to be the best Tony Soprano. You know, you can when you listen to the voice, and if you listen carefully on people, you can hear where they mess up somewhere in that. When I'm listening to your Tony Soprano, there is zero mess up. It's exact. Every nuance is exact, and that's the hardest thing to capture. Yeah. How did you nail that one down? Because that's my second favorite of yours, other than Niall. Were you
so
a big
I
Sopranos
impersonated
fan?
my uncle a lot growing up.
Did you watch it constantly to try to catch it?
Mm-hmm. I grew up
I think we
with an
lost him
uncle
again.
whose voice was very similar. Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
You froze up.
Hello? Froze up. Can you hear me now?
If you can hear me, Nicky, you froze up. I know you're
Hello?
trying to connect.
Can you hear me? I hear you fine. You can't hear me?
Let me see if I can get him back in.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello? Can you hear me now?
All right. Looks like he froze up again.
Okay, hold on. Let me try it
Hey,
logging.
Nick, if you can hear me, just hang it up and come back in. Sometimes you need to have that refresh.
Okay.
There he is. He knows. He hears me. Hopefully he hears me. But yeah, go on YouTube and look for Nicky Petito, and also on Instagram, and check out his Tony Sopranos. I mean, his soprano is like dead on. He doesn't miss a trick. And he, because doing impressions is not the easiest thing in the world to really nail it. People do it, but they rush it. A lot of comics will rush it so they can get it on the stage, but they don't master it. So when you're listening to them, you say, "Oh, it kind of sounds exactly like him," or he might say one or two words exactly. But the impressions that Nicky does, not one of them sounds not exact. They're all exact.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Let's see if he comes back in.
Can you hear me
having
now?
a hard time there today. Looks like it's not.
Oh, Marona, me. I'm so sorry. Christ. Hold on. What the
That's
fuck?
the crazy thing about technology. It's the greatest thing in the world to be able to do these shows, but in the same sense, listen, I get it. I've been on shows where I couldn't get in the room, and it's frustrating, and I get it. But nonetheless, he's trying to do it. It's not his fault. This is, listen, you could put a man on the moon, but you can't put metal in a microwave or get on the fucking cell phone or Wi-Fi. They have not perfected this world yet with that. You'd think that'd be one of the main things that somebody would perfect. It's not Nicky's fault he can't get in. He's trying to get in, so it's not his fault. I can't get mad at that, It's the cable. You think they want to put all this great stuff out there so we can watch shows and all that. But yet they can't figure out how to do it, on their end. You would think that the cable companies, the Wi-Fi, the wireless companies would be able to figure that out. Here he comes in. Let's see if we can get him in again. And
all right, can you hear me now? No. Damn it!
I don't know, Nick. Want to maybe we might have to reschedule if I can't get you in. But I had a great interview lined up for you.
Oh, Maron, I mean, shit.
And I know you're aggravated, but don't get yourself aggravated. And I'm not upset whatsoever about this. This is not your fault at all.
Yeah, no, I'm trying. I mean, you want me to call on the phone because I don't have internet in my apartment. I only have a hotspot. Like this is probably as good as it's gonna get as far as connection. This is the first time I'm using this app, so this is a first for me.
Our sponsor.
Can you hear me now? Oh my, come on,
babes.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
My end, just to make sure. Let me see if he's out there again on Instagram. Well, no. Let's see if he's trying to call in again. Trying to get him on one more time, and then maybe we'll have to reschedule the Nicky Petito show, and that's okay. We got some stuff out of him. We got to introduce you at least to him. Here he goes. Let's see if we can get him back in.
Okay, how about now?
All right, I got you now. Hold on, let me put the screen back. There we go.
All right, I also got my girlfriend coming in with a hotspot. If you lose me, I'll connect to that.
All right, it happens. Are you in New York or Jersey?
I'm in Jersey, so it must be a Jersey thing.
I've had two other guests I had that were in Jersey for some reason are not getting on the show. It happens, but it's okay. All right, let's go back to it. So listen, you're also the founder of PizonCon. I want to go back into the comedy thing, but I also want to get the PizonCon out. You got a big thing coming up. It is coming up, or when is it starting?
September 18th to 20th at the APA Hotel in Woodbridge, New Jersey.
I was watching, and I was looking at the advertisement. You have everybody with the last name with a vowel attached to that show. Everybody's on that. You were able to bring people in. You were able to get little Calogero to come in.
Yep, this is his first East
When
Coast
was the
appearance.
last thing This is his second appearance. He's never done anything before after Bronx Tale. I've never seen the guy. I would like to just meet him in general. Just him alone would be fucking fun. I mean, we watched this kid grow up.
Yeah, he was in a show called Veronica Mars. He was in what's it called? Sons of Anarchy. Just hold on, the Wi-Fi is working right now. You could put it on. I'll connect to it if we get disconnected. Yeah, but he was in Veronica Mars, Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah,
yeah, he did Kazam.
He's done a lot. He's done a lot of stuff,
O'Neal.
but he never. But that's the one part. Let's face it, that he's really not like you look at that. I don't want to. I want to meet him because of that role. That was the role because that was a special role to me, and I think a lot of people would love to see him. Who else is going to be on that? Who else will be at the PizonCon?
Frank Stallone. That's a big one. Very excited to have Frank Stallone.
That's a big one.
Yeah, platinum selling artist. Had some really great songs in the 80s.
For sure.
We got Eric Roberts coming, who's an honorary Pizon. We have a lot of people that aren't Italian that are honorary Pizons.
That are honoraries?
Yeah, so Terrell Hicks from A Bronx Tale, who played Jade. We also got David Preval from Sopranos. Mike Starr.
He's one of my favorite Sopranos. I think Preval is one of my top 5.
Yeah, and he was fantastic in Mean Streets, too.
Yes, fantastic.
And he's a very nice guy. David Preval is one of the nicest guys that goes. Louis Lombardi, another fantastic guy, really nice guy. The guys on the West Coast that we bring out, they all really appreciate seeing everybody that's on the East Coast that they don't get to see that often, that they maybe haven't seen in like 30 years when they worked on a project. It's really a Paisan
Sure.
connection. It's all about connecting everybody in the community and building opportunities. And
I think it's great.
it's a beautiful thing. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's great.
It's
Yeah, I think it's a great thing.
It came
And
from a place of struggling as
from
an
the heart.
artist and just
Yeah.
wanted to get everybody involved in working, because there's you don't see a lot of like Italian projects come together, and Italian American and people in the community got to start helping each other out and help
Yeah.
everybody get to the next step where they want to go in their career. And we
I
have the
agree.
Paisan Film Festival. For the film festivals, we have entertainment all day. We want people to get on stage that are up and coming artists that want a platform to be
Right.
seen in front of people that are actually in the business. Um, there's a lot of people that have gotten gigs from doing parties, working with other celebrities because they were good singers or they were good
Right.
comedians on stage.
Good
So
network.
yeah, that's what it's all about. A lot of opportunities come. You meet a lot of great people, and it's about to get beautiful, more bigger and beautiful every year.
Well, let me ask you this: was there anybody that? Look, okay, so you have Little C. I call him Little C. Did you get the other one, the one who played him as he was a teenager?
No, not unless I want to get the event canceled.
Okay, yeah, and now I could talk about that a little bit because I was trying to feel you out. I don't like this fuck. I never fucking liked him. I reached out to him when I had my old podcast, Don't Eat All the Meatballs, and he actually said to me, "Yeah, I'd love to do
Right.
the show. I charge $1,000." I charge $1,000. You charge $1,000 to come on my fucking show. I'm trying to do the right thing by you. I mean, whatever, but fucking jerk
Yeah,
off.
I just don't even get me started. I don't like to talk bad about anybody, but
No,
um,
and I'm not talking bad about him, but yet he's a fucking jerk off. I mean, let's face it. That's not talking bad. That's just being truthful because
but
he
he
was
sent
a
me a
fucking
very
jerk
nasty
off.
message for not. He sent me a very nasty message for not inviting him to PizonCon, and
Oh,
meanwhile,
fuck him.
somebody got him into it. Somebody got him into an event right after PizonCon, and they ended up canceling his appearance because it was getting boycotted by a bunch of police departments. So it's like, dude,
I agree.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not going to risk my business just so you can make money. You know,
And I'm glad that you realize that it is a business. A lot of people, you're an entertainer. You're working your craft. You do your art, your passion, but you understand it's a business. A lot of entertainers don't get it that it's a business. And
yeah,
I
no,
think that's where
it
they
is,
fail.
and you got to treat it like a business. You can't let people come into your event that are going to get it shut down.
Right.
You know what I
I
mean?
agree.
Um,
Right.
and another thing is I put a lot of comedy, acting, other stuff I do on the back burner the past couple of years. Of people, as people have seen, I don't post as much anymore. I haven't done stand up as much because this event takes up so much of my time, and
So you're really
you know,
running this business, PaisanCon, as a real true businessman now.
oh yeah, absolutely. Like this is
What about the art
nonstop.
though? What about the passion for what you do as a comedian? You had mentioned you don't do as much and you don't post. And now that you say that, you're right. I don't see a lot of your stuff. I mean, I see a lot of what you're doing with PaisanCon, but I don't see a lot of Nicky Petito. And I think that maybe I kind of missed that because I always see a quick video pop up or Tony Soprano would pop up. And are you just not doing it anymore or just very lightly?
It's very lightly at the moment. I'm probably going to do some promos for PaisanCon. I didn't get the time to do them last year, and when I helped the Sopranos Con guys, I did a promo for them, and I probably sold like they told me I sold $38,000 worth of tickets for them with my fucking promo code, and meanwhile I'm doing this. It's like I gotta find the time to shave and get the
Right.
fucking
Yeah.
camera out, and
Well, I'm happy you were able to get on the show tonight. But let me ask you this. I think it would be fun. It would be a very funny promotion to do for your PaisanCon is actually a phone call. You as Danny Aiello getting mad at Teenage C, Calogero from the Bronx, and you just yelling at him over the phone how you won't have him on the show. And,
oh
you
my
just,
god.
you just get, I'll never have you on this fucking show. It's,
You know how many times I've played a police officer? I ain't gonna have no fucking accessory to murder on my show! Oh my god. I
that
can't
would
wait
be a
till he starts
great one.
fucking that one. I'll never hear the fucking end of it.
Okay.
Everybody, but he has it fucking coming. Don't send me a fucking nasty text message, you fuck.
Exactly, I agree. Which
and he
impression
should have
came
did your show
first?
for fucking free.
He should have done the show for free. I
Actually,
think
he should have paid
anybody.
you with that. He should have paid you $1,000 to
I
fucking
mean,
do it.
really, we're going to be talking about a career. I give a nice interview. We talk. I'm not just some gavone who don't know what the fuck to say. People fall. They don't understand. I'm a businessman too. I run my business, and I gave him a shot. And you know what? People like that don't deserve it. So fuck him. Fuck him where he breathes. What was that movie? Fuck him in the ear. Fuck him in the other ear.
Oh, that's Maury. Goodfellas.
Yeah. What impression with you came first? What was your first one that you started with out the gate?
Oh, it's funny. When I was a kid, I could do voices I can't do anymore. Like I could do Will Smith when I was a kid. I could do like a lot of Disney characters when I was a kid. But like by the time I was in like middle school, that's when I started diving into cinema.
Okay.
Pesci was definitely one of the first ones, and De Niro, of course, and Pacino. And then I started getting into the more not as well known movies. And I started seeing Danny Aiello. I always watched Adam Sandler, Christopher Walken.
Right.
But Pacino and De Niro and Pesci were definitely the first three. Those are the OGs.
I think, and it's interesting because your generation. How old are you? You're in your 30s.
31 now.
Or yeah, 31. So your generation was my generation when I was growing up as a kid. I also started out in comedy, believe it or not, as impressions, and I can't do any of them to this day. But the ones we were doing, Humphrey Bogart, James Cagney, that was the ones we were doing. Richard Nixon was a big one. All the Rich Little ones, and so what was it like? When you were young, growing up in an Italian-American family? Did you grow up in Jersey or did you grow up somewhere else?
No, I grew up in Jersey.
So you're a Jersey boy. Okay.
Yeah, always impersonating family members. Always impersonating whatever was on TV. And just like to fucking mimic shit. And
Did you grow up in a crazy Italian-American family as well? Or is it something that you...
Of course, they're not here anymore, which is sad, and it was a big part of the inspiration for PizonCon. Like that was
great.
The whole thing, reconnecting, keeping the heritage alive. The other thing too is, the Italian American heritage, at least that generation that has died, more and more of those people are dying. As you see, Vinny Pastore just died.
Right, I know. May he rest in peace. Poor Pastore, he was a good guy, Vinny.
Yeah, I did a promo with him for his tomato sauce. And that was like 5 years ago. Yeah, so
it's amazing. I didn't. He didn't look 80. He really didn't look 80.
No, he looked great for his age. He didn't look bad at all. He always had a full head of hair.
Yeah,
he always looked good whenever I saw him.
He didn't look like
he looked fantastic for 80.
He really did. He didn't look like he was sick. I mean, overweight, but he had that young look. I think in being in the business, in the acting business, and in this world, it keeps you young, because you're always creating. I think creativity keeps you young and fresh. That's why you need to do it. I know that you're doing the business, but don't ever forget where you came from. And
that's right. That's what PizonCon is about. Not forgetting where you came from. I just did an interview today with Central Jersey News, and she asked me what is what is being a Paisan about, and I said it's not forgetting where you came from.
Right. And I think that's great that you're all getting together. And so it's a big event. It's going to be what you said it's in that hotel. What's the hotel called?
APA Hotel in Woodbridge.
In APA in Woodbridge. So I mean, anybody listening to the show, don't forget to go to PizonCon. If I was in New York or New Jersey, I would come by. Are you going to have a lot of these influencers that you see on Instagram? Are they going to be there? A lot of these guys that walk around Brooklyn.
Some of them, some of them are going to be there. We try to
Big Joe Gambino, and
he
all
came last
guys.
year. The San Gennaro feast is going on too that same weekend, so some of them might be at that. Some of them are probably going to go back and forth and do both. But there's definitely going to be a lot of influencers there.
How do you feel about that whole influencer world when it comes to the arts? As being that you are a comedian, you're truly, you didn't just do it because you look like somebody or you're a big guy. You do it because you love it and you've mastered an art. How do you feel about all the influencers that haven't really mastered the art and just walk around all day eating cannolis? How does that make you feel?
I salute to them. I mean, at the end of the day, what I've noticed is if you play to the algorithm and you post consistently, you'll get the following and you'll get rewarded. Um, Quantity is rewarded over quality on Instagram. I used to take a lot of
Yeah,
time in
I
editing
agree.
and lighting and do all that, but it's time consuming. Now it's everyone just just point and shoot. Hold the phone. Like I used to like to make things as cinematic as I could, even on the iPhone. But it's like it's either you got to hit a home run with the one video, or you got to post consistently, and it takes it takes a lot of time. And I wish. Hold on one second. This dog. Go ahead. Go to mommy.
What kind of dog you have?
She's a lab terrier mix. She's a
Okay,
rescue.
cool.
She's a sweetheart. Yeah, she's
Nice,
really good. You have a
nice.
dog?
I have a German Shepherd. Yeah, sometimes he's with me here, and then sometimes he's in the house roaming around looking for bad people. But there's never anybody.
Nice.
He's a pretty badass dog. Yeah. But I think about all the influences, and I agree with that. I agree with people don't realize that they badmouth and say, oh, what the fuck, they don't do anything, but they are working and they are doing and they're creating.
No, they are working.
Yeah, it's their way. It's a new way in the business, and I think you have to embrace that new style. And this is what it is. And you don't have to agree with them, or you can say, "Oh, they talk shit about them," but they're out there every day working. And like Little Mozzarella, like I happen to really like him, and he said something right, and I have to agree with it. He goes on stage, he goes, "I'm not a comedian. I do it differently. I'm just doing me." And by saying I'm not a comedian, you're not saying I'm a comedian and I worked my year. He's doing his thing as him, and people are buying it. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. I agree with it.
Yeah.
I think they should keep that up. But you do a lot more than just stand up, though. You're like a little bit of everything. You act, and also you do something with music. Is that true?
Yeah, I do. I try to balance it out. I do. I'm not the best singer
You're like
in
the
the
king of
world. I
all
used to
media.
sing at the retirement homes for a little while. Yeah, I'm definitely an old soul.
Did you?
I no, definitely an old soul. I like a lot of like 50s, 60s, 70s music for the most part. I would sing at the retirement homes as Bobby
Are you into the
Darin.
crooner world? Like
I would do. Yeah, they're
wow.
definitely into the crooner stuff. I like a lot of the crooners too that don't get the credit. Like I like Robert Goulet. I like Jimmy Roselli. I like
Sure.
Steve Lawrence.
Oh yeah.
Um, Jerry Vale. Paul Anka. I just saw
You
Paul
are
Anka
old school.
recently. I don't know if you ever saw him live, but
Wow.
for
No,
he
never saw him
moves.
live.
He's amazing for his age. He's in his 80s and he did a 2 hour show dancing and hit all the notes. He was great. I saw Barry Manilow recently. He
I
can't
love
move
him.
as well.
I'm so happy.
He's been
Tom
sick, but that was a
Jones can
great
still
show.
work it. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see him. Love Tom Jones.
Tom Jones still has a lot in him. He goes on stage and still belts it out. Very relevant to this day. I can't believe you said Robert Goulet though. He not many people your age would know Goulet.
Yeah, no, he had a fantastic voice. And he was a great character. Like he was just interesting. Like he went on Carson one time and he did a song and he kept on messing up the words and starting it over. He did it like three times before he could get it right. And I think he still got the words wrong on the third time and he was just like, all right, forget it. I'm going to just keep pretending like I know what I'm doing. But he was funny.
Did you watch?
He had a good look.
Did you watch him when you were young too, or did you just kind of learn about them as you get older and researched it? Who was around?
No, I heard I've heard his music in a couple films and TV shows, and then I looked him up, and then I saw that he was in Beetlejuice, and I remembered him from that, and then I explored some of the standards that he did and some of his originals, and I just thought he was one of those guys that was a crew. A lot of the crooners I think wanted to be Italian, so I think he was one
Yeah.
of them. He did some songs that
Right.
were in Italian. Like he would, like if he was alive today, he would be an honorary Paisan. Paul Anka's
Yeah.
like if we had him, he'd be an honorary Paisan. Wayne Newton. I saw Wayne Newton
Correct.
in Vegas. You ever see Wayne Newton?
Yeah, I know Wayne. Yeah, very well. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah,
Good,
he had
good guy.
he was very multi-talented. He played the violin and a few other instruments when I saw him at the Flamingo.
Yeah, I remember when he lost his voice. We would watch him at the Stardust when I was opening for Dice at the Stardust back in 1998. And we were in the Wayne Newton Theater, and Wayne would go on every night after our show. And I remember the announcement that he was stopping for a while. He lost his voice, and that's crazy when you lose your voice,
Yeah,
apparently
he
back
still
in
put on a
action.
pretty good show, regardless of his voice. I was pretty impressed.
Yeah, I think he's fantastic. He's a showman. These people are showmen.
Yeah, no, absolutely, you said it, and that's something, and like and he has character too. A lot of something that a lot of icons of today that I think lack is they don't have the personality or the character that people had back in the day.
Right. When you sing, like when you do your show, when you're singing, do you sing in the voice or do you sing just the song as your own?
No,
Or are you
I
doing an
usually sing in the
impression of the
voice
voice?
or as close to it as I can.
Okay, so you're doing the voice. So let me ask you this: and when it comes to voices, because this is very interesting to me, and most people don't realize it. What does it take for you, like when you're starting? What do you think is the hardest voice to do? I think that question must be asked a lot to guys like yourself. Who the hardest voice to do is? And part two, how do you develop the voice and the mannerisms? Do you just constantly watch something of them, constantly until something clicks?
Yeah, no, you got to watch them and study them and their mannerisms and try to match the tone and everything of their voice. Um, who's the hardest to do? That's a good question. I mean, anybody I can't do is basically hard.
Is the
So
hardest to do? Yeah.
yeah, I
But
mean,
has it been anybody you've been trying to do and you just can't nail them yet?
yeah, um, like Robin Williams, I used to be able to do him pretty good. Now I can't do it as good, so I try to get it as good as he used to be. Him. Same thing when I mentioned Will Smith. I can't do him anymore like I used to. There's a couple I wish I could do when I was a kid because when you're a kid you have a different voice box and then it
Right. Yeah.
changes
Yeah. Yeah. Then
and
it
then
changes. Who do you think
you
is some
can't.
of the new voices that people are doing? New people.
The new people.
I see a
Uh,
lot of people doing Sebastian.
everybody, everybody's got an impression of him. I feel like everyone.
Yeah.
There was a contest in Atlantic City, and I entered. And a couple of my friends entered and we got selected. And I was like, they probably fucking called everybody and their mother down there. I'm like, I'm not going. But some guy who looked just like him, who didn't really even sound like him, ended up winning. So I was like, oh, good thing I
You
didn't
got
even
winning. Yeah.
go.
Yeah,
But
they're Sebastian's. He's got that voice like almost like Seinfeld. If Seinfeld was born in Chicago and was raised by Dice.
yeah, that's a pretty that's pretty good.
Like in Chicago, Dice raised him, and in Seinfeld, like together they raised this fucking nut. I like Sebastian though. He's a good guy.
I do too. He's great. I've seen him live before.
Yeah, he's the story with him. I'm actually the one that brought him to the table. You heard that?
Really? No, I didn't.
Yeah, I found him in L.A. He was working as a waiter in the Four Seasons, and I got him the audition at the Comedy Store. I thought he was great, and Mitzi passed him, and that was it. And then I ended up getting him with Dice and opened up for him a little bit. We were doing it together, and then he took off after that.
Wow, that's friggin' something.
Yeah, we were good friends. He's come over to my house every Sunday. I'd make gravy for all the Italian guys, all the Italian actors in L.A. and Sebastian, Mike Marino, me, Sebastian, a bunch of us. We'd all get together every Sunday at my house and eat. Kind of like what you're doing now, but at a bigger scale of bringing the Italian Americans together. What is your vision for
gravy? That's what I call it.
Yeah, Sunday gravy. That's what we called it. I mean, and I always say, if you call it sauce, and that's okay. I always say it's not. There's no wrong or right. You call it what you grew up with and what you love. People say,
that's it.
Like, what's your favorite pizza? Where's your favorite pizza? What's your favorite pizza place? If you had to give,
Pizza More in East Rutherford.
Why?
My friend Johnny Speciale owns it. It's really good. He's got the best meatballs.
Okay, so why do you like him? Because it's a feel good place for you.
Yeah,
he's your friend.
I like places that are. Yeah, I like places that make you feel like home, that are old school. There's a restaurant, Annabella's House of Mozzarella in North Jersey. That's my partner for PizonCon. But another place I'm going to shout out is Tony's Baltimore Grill in Atlantic City. Very old school. The staff is very
Baltimore
friendly.
Grill.
You ever been there? It's right outside the Tropicana.
I haven't.
It's been there since 1927. Yeah,
I don't I don't leave that area. Like I stay right in the hotels. I don't go out of that. But yeah, I should check that out. What's it called again?
Yeah, Tony's Baltimore Grill. It's been there since 1927. It's right next to the Tropicana. You don't even have to go deep into Atlantic City. But they got a great happy hour. it's like you're stepping into another world when you go in there.
Well, even the name itself, Tony's Baltimore Grill. I mean, it's a great spot. Just to say the word Baltimore in the title, I love it.
Yeah, even though it's not
definitely
in Baltimore,
got to check that out.
And they don't have a grill.
And they don't. It's just the Baltimore Grill.
Yeah, I know. And the Belmont Tavern, of course. The Belmont Tavern in Belleville's a big one. Yeah, that's a legendary
I've actually
place.
been to that.
Chicken Savoy.
Yeah, I've been to.
You have been to the Belmont Tavern.
I've been to the Belmont Tavern. Yeah.
I think people. I live right by there.
Do you really? Is that your area?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not far from there.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's nice. I mean, they're. I've been to that spot. That's a great spot. There's a few places in Jersey, that have great spots. That pizzeria, I forget the name of it. There's a great pizzeria out there that Portnoy did. He gave it like a 9 point something on his list.
Santillo's.
And I got something like that. Is Santillo's an old school brick oven pizza place?
He had a fire, closed down, but yeah, that was a great place.
Oh shit!
My uncle would order.
Is he going to reopen?
I don't think so. I don't think he's feeling well, or
Yeah.
Something might happen with him. I can't remember, but yeah, I think it's shut down. But yeah, there are some of the best pizzas in Jersey. People could say New York is better. It's just as good. In my opinion, there's places in both New York and Jersey. Staten Island.
New York's got great spots.
Yeah,
any place in New York that's there is going to be pretty much, you're going to get a great slice. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I grew up on Long Island. Long Island to me doesn't have good pizza. I never thought it did. I always thought Brooklyn had better pizza. Staten Island, but Long Island to me is all the same pizza. But I do like I like Scars in New York. There's a couple of places I go to when
I've heard good things about it. I haven't had Scars.
Fantastic. Let me ask you this though. See, so now you're doing the PizonCon, which is such a great name. A matter of fact, I was talking to a friend of mine, Freddie Rubino. You know Freddie?
I know Freddie very well. Yeah, he's been to the past 2 PizonCons, and we've done comedy together.
And he told me to tell you hello, by the way, because we were texting earlier, and I said that Nicky Petito was going to be on the show, and he goes, "Tell him hello. We're actually pitching you. He's pitching you to a theater to work with both of us."
Nice, awesome.
In a show that my company is producing called Comedy Cosa Nostra, and I'm putting together this. Yeah, I actually own Comedy Cosa Nostra. Yeah, it's great. So I said, so me and Freddie Rubino are doing Comedy Cosa Nostra together, and he's pitching you to this theater right now. So hope maybe you'll be getting a call soon.
Just very nice. There we go.
So that'll be fun.
Like fun. That would be great. Working with both of you. That's another thing when you do comedy too. You want to be working with good people. You don't want to. I can't tell you how many friggin' times I hear about people not wanting somebody to open for them because they're worried they're going to be funnier than them. And
who do you like to work with? Who are some of your favorites to work with?
I like working with Freddie. Freddie's great to work with. Chips Cooney is definitely up there. One of my favorites. Bob Levy.
Chips.
You know Bob Levy, I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh, me and Bob started around the same time. Yeah.
Bob helped me break into comedy too. He got me on my first show with Artie Lang at Scotty's. Scotty's was in what fucking town? Scotty's just shut down. You ever been to Scotty's Comedy Cove?
I haven't been to Scotty's. No, don't know it.
That was in Jersey, Morristown, I think. No.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember now. Somewhere around that area. But anyway, I did a show with him and Artie Lang, and Artie's one of my favorite comics. I love Artie.
Have you heard from Artie lately?
I talked to somebody who spoke to him. My friend needs him to sign a bunch of beer league posters. So
okay,
my friend's trying to get him. We can't get him to PizonCon, but we might have to do a signing with him or something. But
I just saw him actually. I just saw him on a video. He just did a video on YouTube with Opie from the Opie and Anthony show. So check that out. It was 3 weeks ago it aired. Yeah,
really?
And 3 weeks ago, and he's talking about Stern and the rise and fall of Howard Stern, and a lot of cool, juicy shit he talks about on the show. And he's on video, so you get to see how he looks now, and everything. And he sounds great. So yeah, check it out on the Opie show. It's on Sirius, but they have a YouTube video, so you'll be able to see Artie on that, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I got to see that for sure.
Yeah, you'll check it out. So what's the future for Nicky Petito, and what's the future for PizonCon? And are you working on anything else that is going to come out, since now that you're producing venues and you're a big businessman? What are you doing?
So, I mean, outside of PizonCon, I was just in a movie in Vegas called "This Is Our City" that's coming out this month, actually, on the streaming platforms. It's like a mob mockumentary. It was very funny. I went to the
Okay.
premiere and actually did stand up before the movie in Vegas, and that was the first time I did stand up in Vegas. Was before the movie, but it was freaking hysterical. The writing was very good. Great people to work with. It was a great cast and crew. Joe
Excellent.
Galizia and Marissa Lessman produced it. Eric Roberts is in the film. Um, I play basically a guy who thinks he's Tony Soprano. Small part in the film, but it was a lot of fun.
Wow.
They flew me out to
I'm sure.
Vegas. I got introduced to the city of Las Vegas. Fell in love
Oh,
with
yeah.
it. Um,
Beautiful city.
Outside of that, I've written a few projects I'm in the middle of producing that I'm trying to get PizonCon to where I want it to be, so I could focus on producing those films right now. But right now, PizonCon and
Have
producing
you
has
thought
been
about producing it?
the priorities. I'm sorry.
Have you thought about producing it in? Have you thought about producing it in Las Vegas? Possibly doing a show in Vegas.
Yeah, no, it's two of the movies I'm doing. Oh, you mean PizonCon?
Yeah, like doing it. PizonCon goes to Vegas. How a lot of people live in
Yeah,
L.A. that are actors and stuff. You know.
yeah, we want to do it in either LA or Vegas, in the winter, or Florida. We're debating between the three. It's all about finding a home for it, and people to work with
Right.
and producing it in whichever one of those three cities we're going to do it. Um,
Well, I mean
Vegas
that'd be
would be
great. I mean, I
nice.
live in Florida.
Mhm.
I lived in Vegas 10 years, and I lived in Los Angeles for 25. And I have a lot of contacts in both. So if you ever want to Vegas, I have my own residence in Vegas. So if you ever want to do something in Vegas, let me know. I know a lot of people in Vegas that produce and
Nice.
that
Yeah,
have
no,
venues.
definitely.
So I might be able to help you with that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's definitely talk
I was,
about that because Vegas
yeah.
is definitely up there. And I when was the last time I was there? I was there in November, and I shot a sizzle reel for a horror film that I wrote. I don't want to give too much away, but I went to the American Film Market. I ended up having a meeting, pretty big meeting, and I ended up, instead of going home from Los Angeles, I ended up taking a bus to Vegas, and I shot a promo reel guerrilla style with a couple kids that I met at the AFM who worked at the Palazzo, and now I just been shopping this thing around and talking to different producers, and I'm hoping, after PaisonCon to be shooting something. Uh, but yeah, yeah, PaisonCon and producing have been taking up most of my energy outside of acting and comedy. I just did an audition for something the other day, which is why I didn't shave today. I
And
I
that's
did
okay.
I did the audition with the beard, and if they call you, they want you to
Nice.
look like that. But
They want you
you
to,
know,
yeah.
who knows
When
if
you do
I'm even gonna get called.
PaisanCon, yeah, well, I hope you get called for it. I hope you get the part. I mean, you tell them
Thanks.
I didn't shave for this.
Yeah,
But when you
right.
do PaisanCon, you make me no fucking shave, and then I come over there and you don't give me the. I thought it was a shoe in that if I didn't shave, that was
Yeah,
like
right,
code for you
really.
got the part.
I mean, I look like I'm one of the Vipers now.
Let me ask you this: so September, when is PaisanCon coming up? September.
September 18th to 20th, Woodbridge, New Jersey, APA Hotel.
What happens after PaisanCon? And I mean, when do you start planning the next one? Do you start pretty close? I mean, getting the next one
So
under, is it a year long?
well, this we've only done it in Jersey so far. This will be the third year. If we do one, whether someplace warm, Florida, Vegas, LA, wherever, then it would probably be in like March. So yeah, we'd have to get to work
Okay,
on it immediately. And or even have an idea of where we would be doing it a little before the event is over, just so we could try to lock up.
right. You want to get that venue in. There he lost. Yeah, your video's not on, but that's okay. I'm on audio still with you. You still hear me? And that happens. I think you have to unlock your phone. Maybe is that how it works? I hear you perfectly. I just don't see you. no, I don't see it. But it's still even on like on Spotify and stuff. The audio version plays anyway. It's not the video. The video is only on YouTube and Facebook. But I do want to ask you, and then I want to ask you a couple of rapid fire questions, and I would like for you to, if you can, possibly answer those questions if Tony Soprano were answering the question. Would you mind doing that for me? You hear me? All right. Rapid fire questions. Favorite mob movie? Pizza or pasta? Cannoli or cheesecake? New York or New Jersey? I knew I would get the fucking kidding me or what? I fucking love that. Hey, man, you were a great fucking guest. I really appreciate you doing the show. What's next for Nicky Petito? Where can they find you, Nick? On give me all your social media platforms. Give me everything. Where can they find you, follow you, and everything else about you? Great, man. If I'm in September, I'm gonna come by. I don't make it to New York and New Jersey much as I used to, but I'm not that far. And if Freddie is out there, maybe we'll get together and come out with him. And I'll definitely come down to PizonCon. I would love to be there, actually. Anyway, but you were great to have on the show. You're always welcome to come back. I hope you enjoyed. I know it was a little stressful because of the video. And if you ever want to promote anything, always send it my way. It happens. It really does. But, it's going to sound great anyway on Spotify, on Apple and all that. It'll sound really good. We're up to about 55,000 downloads now. So we're starting to take off some steam. So you're at a good time doing the show. We're getting a lot of listeners now. We had 27 in the room live watching the show, watching you live today. And that's a lot for a live show, So and we have 55,000 downloads. Every show's been getting some hits. On Spotify is the most. So I appreciate you coming on the show. Nicky, you've been great. And you and I will talk soon, buddy. Thank you. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. That was Nicky Petito. Little technical difficulties, but that's okay. It happens. He's always welcome back on the show. Don't forget to check out PizonCon. And Nicky Petito on Instagram and YouTube. Best in the business. I had a good time with you guys. We'll talk soon. Don't forget, Babes, classic body restoration. We're going to have them on the soon. We're going to have Cheryl and we're going to have Alan on the show very soon to talk about their business, and they have some more stories. There'll be a part 2. They were on already once, so we're going to have them back again and to talk about more stuff. So we'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you very much, and I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful rest of the night. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. You. Yes. Oh, I know. I'm going to be in the back. I'll be in, if anybody wants to talk later. I'll be backstage. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Yeah, no, for sure. Perfect. Thank you.